Good morning. Myself CA Manmohan Jindal. Today we shall discuss the peer review. In professional work like CA, CS, ICWA and other professional bodies, there is a practice of peer review. This is the review of the practice of one professional by the another professional. And somewhere it is mandatory by the regulator. So you see, practice units undertaking the statutory audit of enterprises whose equity or debt securities are listed in India or abroad as defined under SEBI listing of obligation and disclosure requirements regulation 2005. Peer review certificate is prerequisite. The same is mandatory by the SEBI and it is applicable from 1st April 2022. So, what is the definition of peer review? Peer review means an examination and review of the systems and procedures to determine whether the same is put in place by the practice unit. Means system and procedures for ensuring the quality of attestation services as emphasized and implied mandated by the technical standards, and whether these were effective or not during the period under review. So it is a examination of system and procedures of a practice unit by the other professionals to upgrade the quality of service. Dictionary meaning of the term peer is a person of the same legal status or a person who is equal to another in abilities, qualifications, age, background, etc., etc. Review means to look back upon a period of time, sequence of events, etc. Means it is a review of the past period. Peer review is a self-improvement process and is a method of evaluation of a person's work or performance by a group of people in the same occupation, profession, or industries. Like CA can do the peer review of the another CA, CS can do the peer review of another CS, ICWA can do the peer review of other post government. So what is the rationale? Rationale behind this that expectations of the regulators that the professionals are their extended arm in the ensuring compliance in the corporates. Expectation of service receiver to receive quality service. Gap between minimum quality of service and actual service rendered. Reassuring the stakeholders and the society at large that the profession is conscious of its responsibilities and strives its best to ensure that the highest standards are observed by all the practicing members, rendering attestation services to the society. The peer review process is an endeavor to enhance the quality of services rendered by the professionals. So, what is the objective of the peer? Objective of the peer review is to ensure that in carrying out their attestation services and professional assignments, the professional is to comply with the technical standards laid down by the institute, like CA, CS, IW, or other, and have in place proper system, including documentation system for maintaining the quality of the attestation services work they perform. You know that there are regulatory responsibilities that professional or practice unit has to maintain the documents for a certain period of time, like in the evaluation 3 years, at in other place it may vary 8 years, or till the litigation is over, etc. Peer review is directed towards maintenance as well as enhancement of quality of attestation services, providing guidance to members to improve their performance and adhere to various statutory and other regulatory requirements. So, what is the scope? Peer review is directed at the audit and attestation services provided by a practice unit. Once a practice unit is selected for review, its audit, attestation engagement records pertaining to the immediately preceding financial year shall be subjected to review. Means last year, which is ended on 31st March. Review shall ascertain compliance with technical standards, guidance notes, auditing standards issued by the institute. Quality of reporting, how a report is prepared, what contents is included in the reporting, whether it is qualitative or non-qualitative, whether it is satisfied to the customer, to the regulator, or to the stakeholders at large. Office systems, procedures with regard to compliance of attestation services, systems, and procedures. Moreover, training programs for staff concerned with the attestation functions. How the staff is trained, what is the quality of the staff, what is the updated requirements known to the staff. So, who is the authority? Guidelines shall apply to all or any of the following cases. Whenever a peer review is mandated by the order of the government, the regulators, whether it is government or regulators. Whenever a peer review is requested by practice unit voluntarily, or client or company to which the practice unit renders attestation audit services. Whenever peer review is done on the basis of the random selection. So, there are a number of sources from where the demand of the peer review can be ensured. What should be the approach of the reviewer? He should not feel, he should not show himself as an inspector, auditor, or investigator, but as a pathologist. Discussion mode as a peer to be adopted by the reviewer. He should adopt the discussion mode, not the authoritative mode. Should be appreciative of good practices while suggesting areas of improvement. He should be collaborative with friendly demeanor. He should try and give value addition to practice unit and not merely a tick box approach. The purpose is not to replace the practice unit's opinion with the opinion of the reviewer, but to verify the process followed in the exercise of judgment by the practice unit, particularly where the issues are subjective. Verification of process will include verification of working papers maintained by the practice unit. So, what should be the qualities of the reviewer? He should be well acquainted with the technical aspect of the attestation services. He should have studied the provisions of the code of conduct of the institute, should get herself acquainted with the decisions of various courts on deficiency in service, relevant provisions of the relevant act and regulations, should have the knowledge of Consumer Protection Act, Evidence Act, Indian Penal Code, and so many other laws. The list is not exhaustive. So, since the professions are in service industry, so service should be the prime motive. There should not be any complaint in deficiency in service. We should have studied the technical standards like auditing standards, guidance note, notification issued by the council of the institute. Should be good at drafting and written and spoken English. Professional behavior while on the visit. He should be well dressed. He should be punctual. Neatness should be his quality, and the soft language. Understanding his limitations, what is outside the scope of peer review. He should not enter into the areas where the scope is not of the peer review. So what should be the methodology? It can be off-site review, it can be on-site review. In off-site review, study of information given by the practice unit in the format and based on the same make own observations about possible areas where improvement is possible and not other aspect to be discussed in personal meeting with the practice unit. In on-site review, verification of the information given by the practice unit, test check in respect of attestation, assignments handled by the practice unit, interaction with the staff and trainees of the PU, and should be a part of peer review. Calling for the records of client maintained by PU to verify whether proper system and procedures have been followed. There is also an obligation on the part of the practice unit that he should provide access to any record or document as may be asked for the reviewer. Afford and provide explanation for further particulars in respect of anything produced before the peer review. Provide all assistance in connection with the peer review. Allow the reviewer to inspect, examine, or take any abstract of or extract from a record or document or copy there from which may be required by the reviewer. So what should be the framework? There are 3 stages of process. Number 1 is planning, intimation, asking of further information by the reviewer. Then the time for execution. Sample of attestation service agreement, confirmation of visit, when he will visit, it should be prior settled. You go there and the client is not there, or practice unit is closed for some reason, or another professional is not available. So initial meeting, compliance review, general controls, selection of attestation service engagement to be reviewed, or review of the record documents. Then how to report? Reporting. Preliminary report of reviewer in case of reviewer finds some deficiency in the system and procedure adopted by the practitioner. And final report of the review. So this is from my side. I am CA Manmohan Jindal, ex-banker and IBBI valuer. You can contact me at my phone number, my mail ID, and these are linked at LinkedIn and YouTube. Kindly subscribe. Thanking you for your patience listening. Thanks again